What's up, YouTube? Okay, today I'm gonna make a quick video just to show you guys something interesting. And I'm gonna show you why, in a lot of cases, that what you really believe is a very, very sharp edge that feels very sharp, will slice paper towels, will shave, may even come close to hair whittling. But when you use the edge, the performance drops off incredibly quick. And I'm going to show you why that happens. Here we're using a microscope, and this will give you a good idea of why this happens. And in a lot of cases, when you use your knife and you're like, wow, this has no edge retention at all, and it's not the steel itself, it's actually something that you're doing. And during sharpening, that is. And you'll hear me talk about it a lot of times when I speak on like micro burr, burr fragments that are far too small to see with the naked eye, or even, you know, like a 60x magnification loop. 90x is not enough to see these pieces of burr, but yet they're there. This is a prime example. I intentionally did this just to show these burr fragments, and they are what basically, think of it like this. These pieces of burr fragment crush as you're cutting, and when they crush, they're you know, just taking the apex with it. So we're just gonna start. This is Nitro V, and as you can clearly see, this is a very good edge. But there's burr the whole length of this edge. I mean, you see bits and pieces where it's gone, but as you can see right here, that line is all burr. Now, if I take this edge and it'll cleanly slice paper towel. Now, when we get up here, what do you know? There's no burr. That's because this area here, I made sure I'd fully deburred. So I just want you to see the difference. Very teeny burr fragments right there. There's a little piece right here, but this is where I started, where I fully deburred the edge at. Now there's just that one little fragment right there, but right here is where I deburred. So as you can see, we have no burr up here. And then we reach right here, we have a very small burr. And it's in pieces, so it's just little fragments. And this right here is what makes your edges feel like they go dull so quickly. It is this. And just checking the edge, cutting paper, slicing paper towel, you wouldn't have any idea. So in one shot, so you know I'm not changing anything, we're going to show you. Where a deburred is up here. So all this is burr. Now watch. Trying to do this looking through a camera is not easy. So, as you can see, it'll cut paper, it'll even push cut. It feels sharp. If I handed this knife to the average person and they check it, they're going to say that's very sharp. Now, I can definitely tell there's a burr on here. I could tell it when I was cutting the paper. But to somebody who don't know, wouldn't know that. They would think that's just a sharp edge. And by all means, it feels very sharp. No, hold on. We can probably even get it to slice paper towel. Look at that. Now, to somebody who knows, yes, they're going to be able to tell there's a burr there. But most people don't know. They would just think that's a sharp knife. And it is a sharp knife. But it's a sharp burr, not a sharp edge. You know, that burr is teeny, so thin. That's why it feels sharp. And it'll cut. But the moment, well, not necessarily the moment, but after very, very little cutting, that burr is going to fail. And that's it. That you'd be cutting cardboard, for example. You would literally feel it. A couple cuts, it'd be nice and sharp. And then all of a sudden you'd feel it get harder. That's when that burr crushes. And now what was a extremely sharp edge a few cuts ago is now feeling, not sharp anymore. And that is 100% due to that not being a well deburred apex. You're cutting with a burr, not with the apex. Deburring is one of the most important parts of sharpening. It is knowing how to do it and being able to really get that edge clean is the difference between the steel performing extremely well and extremely poor. I could take a poorly deburred piece of Maximet versus a well deburred piece of 8CR, and we can cut those, we can cut test those, and guess which one's going to win? Deburring it's an art. There's an art to it. And once you really know what you're doing and how to really get all those burr fragments off, that's when you will be able to create hair whittling edges at will. And your edges will perform drastically better for an extremely longer amount of time. I'm going to go more into this. This is just the first little video I wanted to make on it. I'm going to give better visuals showing how to get that piece of the micro burr off, and how to really get a crisp, clean apex very easily and quickly. And we're going to start getting some of the myth out of sharpening. Deburring really is your most important part, and it's what separates really good steels that are very well heat treated from lesser steels that are poorly heat treated, or just well heat treated steels in general. When you hear people talk about, premium steels are harder to sharpen and harder to work with, that's just untrue. I would much rather deal with a piece of well heat treated premium steel that's going to deburr almost at my will, and I'm going to have a crisp, clean apex exposed after just a few fatigue passes and edge leading deburring pass or two, and hey, I'm good to go. Versus steel that's not so of high quality and not so well heat treated, that wants to hold on to that burr a little bit, possibly have some retained austenite or a little too much retained austenite, and you get that flippy floppy burr that doesn't want to come off, and even when you think it's off, there's still remnants of it. So good quality steel that's well heat treated, much easier to sharpen than lesser quality steels with lesser quality heat treats. Retained austenite's a real bitch, especially in sharpening. It really shows its face in sharpening, and learning how to properly deburr an edge and to do so efficiently and quickly will almost transform your sharpening ability, and every knife you have will perform better as a result. Alright guys, this is going to be fun. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos on this, and y'all are going to get to see some pretty cool stuff that you can't see with your naked eye. Alright, have a good one.